Hello and welcome to Agroforestry and Permaculture. On this channel I will show you year-round what it means to build a forest garden from the ground up. I will show you my own garden and teach you what agroforestry is in all its aspects. To start off, I will not bore you to death with scientific plant names and other boring stuff. And we all know what it can do for the planet, but what can it do for you? Let's start saving money and have a look at the permaculture shopping bill. Let's start off with the permaculture shopping bill. It shows you that for less than 10 euros you can have your week's supply of shopping. Let's start in my example with the extras, in this case the beer. Because hey, I do like my beer. Sometimes it's Coke or a different type of soda, but it really is an extra. Then we get to the shopping bag. The great thing about these is these are reusable, which means you can use them for a lot of different purposes, and in my case they last about 6 months. Then we get to the spices. I have Italian spices, curry spices, meat spices, chili spices, and of course the hot sauce, which really is the only thing you need, provided that meat, fruit and vegetables come from your forest garden or permaculture project. The last thing I need is dog food, which is of course for this fellow over here to the side. Hi Tommy. Yes. Well, as you see, this adds up to a total of 9 €13. And this can be even cheaper if you take away the dog food, because the dog food is rather expensive. The next thing I also need is meat, of course. Sometimes it's a store-bought poultry, but it can also be game shot by local hunters. It's cheap and a healthy way of eating, because everything else comes from my forest garden. Now, let's have a look at the forest garden itself in wintertime. Although it seems a bit cold, empty and deserted, there is still a lot of life in the ground, in the plants, and a lot of green. The herbs that I was using for spicing the food are also available in the garden. Although I don't have that many, there's a lot of life, and as you can see, this green, although it is below zero, looks very healthy and tasty. Let's take a look further up in the garden. First of all, we meet the rosemary. Rosemary, which is this plant right here, is an herb which is used a lot in dishes containing mainly red meat, like pork or beef. Next to it we find the sage, and underneath the layer of frost there's actually a rather healthy green plant, which is also used a lot in meat dishes. Right here we have the thyme, some small bushes which look rather healthy underneath all that frost. And thyme is also used for making herbal drinks and contains a lot of vitamin C. Right next to this we have the Gaultheria, which is covered in frost. It's related to the tea plant and is also very healthy and contains a lot of vitamin C. The sage, as we can see right here, is even producing underneath the frost young green sprout leaves.